All right, jumping into game 3, we are going to be going into the sickest stuff. Wow, that was an exciting opening. So, game 3 of the GTB finals in the lower left-hand corner in the blue. It is going to be effOrt, one of the fastest Zerg players on Earth. And in the bottom right-hand corner, the lesser of the two Terrans here, but still no one to scoff at. Someone who plays in a very small window, apparently. It is going to be PianO, aka Organ. So, random note, guys, do you think that, like, when he says piano, like, when he uses the name organ, do you think that's, like, organ, you know, like the piano-like instrument? Or do you think he's, like, literally talking about, like, internal organs? Like, you know, your spleen or your gallbladder. I think it's more likely that since his other name is PianO, it's probably the musical organ, but who knows? Right? Right. Okay, effort's dead 100% because the game has just started, and I have to give the Zerg the win here. So we are going to have a pretty standard opening on this map. This is going to be Fighting Spirit, the most classic of map. I actually almost didn't recognize it because the minimap looks so weird. That is the one nice thing about being able to see the minimap no fog of war now, is I can actually just look down at the minimap and be like, oh hey, that's what that map is. Usually I have to like look around and like where the commentators are looking, I'm like, I think that like formation in the main kind of looks like Fighting Spirit, but I'm not sure. But really nice to actually see this stuff going down. We're gonna see the early scout coming out for effOrt, just scouting out what his opponent's going to do. If he gets in here, he can be really annoying, especially with this scouting his opponent first. Is he going to get the flyby hit? Nah, he's not going to get it on that SCV. Jaedong is actually god tier at just getting random hits on SCVs as he passes them on the middle of the map. And it's amazing what you can do, because every single hit that you get onto the scouting SCV makes it much easier to kill with your drones later on. Or sorry, with your lings later on. So if scouting SCV comes in and you can, wow, really nice micro from effOrt right now. He needs to be careful though. SCVs are god tier, super mega ultra awesome. Can't die because they've got tons and tons of HP, but it's gonna be pushed back for right now. Drone stays alive, SCV stays alive. Nothing too crazy gonna happen early on. You know, being really annoying. What's going on? Tara, why are you eating right now? We're in the middle of a cast. Why are you eating? And the gas steal for PianO, he's just being ultra annoying with this SCV. It's not going to make a huge difference, but it's very annoying. Rakdude says, why are the SCVs so bright? Because apparently they're Reapers in this version. They have gigantic jetpacks attached to their back. I honestly don't know why they made the animation so bright and super loud. Like, if you look at the dropship has totally normal burners. Like, it looks fine. It doesn't look crazy, but the SCVs, for whatever reason, look absolutely insane. They just light up. Basically, like, LEDs attached to their back. So, super annoying to watch sometimes, but maybe they'll tone it down a little bit in the future. And the first couple lings are out. Can effOrt surround this SCV and kill it off early? If you kill off the SCV early, you can do some funky stuff like, oh, very nice, glitching through the lings like that. So that was really cool play by PianO. And he sees that the lair is going to be going down early on, so he knows what his opponent's doing. He knows there's not going to be an early ling attack. But damn, that water looks so nice. So nice. But lots of links coming out for effOrt anyway. He is going to be going for some pressure at the front, and I don't think there's a bunker at the front. It's just a couple of Marines. Never mind, I take it back. The bunker just now finishing. So even if there is a big attack coming in, looks like PianO's going to hold for now. What perfect timing there on that bunker. Any later and that could have caused some serious problem. Look at how cheesy that bunker looks though. It looks so bad. It's like super bright and shiny and nice. That's like the first time you ever, like, I mean, I guess it's like newly constructed, right? It's like when you first make the bunker and it's like, this is the nicest you'll ever see it. After this, it'll never look good. It's the same way I feel about like a Waffle House, like a brand new Waffle House. One went up across the street at my old apartment, and I was like, I walked in on the very first day. I was like, I told the waitress, I was like, enjoy this. This is the nicest it will ever be. This place will never be clean ever again. But oh, speed finishes. I actually managed to pick off a Marine. So very nice play there from effOrt. And we're only going to see the 3 racks coming out from PianO. Looks like he's going to be going into the 3 racks into the Fast Fact Science Vessel. It's going to allow him to have a very strong mid-game push right as Zerg is taking up to Hive. It's going to be very difficult to deal with, but at the same time, you do have a bit of an easier time defending with just the Mutalisk and the Lings. And effOrt going a little bit greedy, going heavy on the drones, not even having a full subgroup of Lings, and getting late sunken. So very greedy play coming out from him. Hopefully he'll have units out on time. Very smart to go ahead and put down this evolution chamber at the front, so that's going to buy a little bit of time. And you can always just cancel that. By the way, it's kind of funny that I move my face and then the casters put their face over the selection thing, but they're pushing it right here. Now, one of the Sunken's going down. The second Sunken is going to go down in just a second. Trying to focus down the fire bats, but effOrt not doing a really good job of defending. Where are his units? What is going on? And I think effOrt actually just dies right here, outright. This is a very standard timing push. Why is he dying it? Why is he dying? The Mutalisks are just now going to pop out right now, but they're going to be met with surprise because there's a lot of units in his base, and don't run those drones into a fire bat. Please don't run those drones into a fire bat. The Marines are going to slowly get cleaned up, but one fire bat in the middle, like, whoa, kills a bunch of drones. So this is awful. This is so awful for effOrt. What is going on? How is effOrt losing this much to a very standard push? I mean, there was the small bit of having a couple of extra fire bats thrown in there, but still, that's something that you can easily clean up. Just too much greed from effOrt. Honestly, it looks like he just didn't practice his build order going into the game. Honestly, I feel like a gold, or not a gold player, but like you know, like a D plus player, maybe like a C player could probably played a better game than effOrt so far. But he's gonna have to redeem himself on excellent Mutalisk micro. But there's not a lot of Mutalisks out, and with nothing back at home, there's 3 Marines that just walk in, and they're gonna kill off some more stuff. No drones in the natural at all at this point, other than these 2. And he can't even kill off these 3 Marines, and this is absolutely horrible for effOrt. Oh my gosh. If he plays really, really well with these Mutalisks, he can buy enough time to get his natural saturated again, but I mean, that's like at least 2 rounds of larva that you have to invest into that, and it means that he can't take his 3rd base anytime soon either. So all that PianO has to do is just stabilize. He just has to not die at this point in time. This is really, really bad for effOrt, but he does have very good Mutalisk micro. Maybe not the best in the world. I think at this point in time, probably Larva has the best Mutalisk micro of all the Zerg players. But if effOrt can play very, very well and just get his opponent to do stims, run the medics out of energy, pick off units here and there, he might be able to come back in the game, but he's going to have to kill a lot of Marines with just the Mutalisk. And you can see he's actually going all in with these Mutalisks, going up to quite a large number of them, not even replacing drones, and he's going to try to just cycle out the Mutalisk so that whenever one gets weak, he just moves it away and lets it heal. But I don't know, actually this is going pretty well for him. He's actually killing quite a few Marines with a small number of Mutalisks, and this actually went surprisingly well for effOrt, all things considered. But at this point, the factory's going down. We're going to be seeing a starport coming down pretty soon, and we're going to be going into the tanks and the science vessels. And as long as PianO doesn't lose too much of the spiral for free, then he's going to be in a good position to push down the front with his nice shiny new tanks and his nice shiny vessels. But he has to micro really well and not play dumbly with this set of units. I believe dumbly is an actual word. Somehow, effOrt is finding his way back into this game. It's really impressive, but I mean, the real story is I believe that's a queen's nest. We'll never know because the commentator's face is in their way. There's still no hive, there's no third base, and when you get to that point, there's nothing you can really do against the Terran player. As long as PianO is smart about just getting up his tech, he's going to be able to push his opponent down, and without defilers, you cannot hold that natural. Like, you straight up cannot hold it. Once you get 2 tanks in a science vessel, 2 to 3 tanks in a science vessel, you can't hold it. Even with the most amazing Mutalisk micro, even with lurkers, there's nothing that you can really do against that. So I'm hoping that we see that pretty soon, but it actually looks like it's going to be the double starport play. Very surprising to see. You don't really need the double starport against this. This is just only Mutalisks. So at this point, like, that's so weird. Usually you go for the SK Terran style with the double starport if you're up against a third base, which is defended solely by lurkers, but with no lurkers out on the map, it doesn't really make sense to go into the SK Terran. Just go into the big pre-hive push and just kill your opponent, because all effOrt's trying to do right now is keep his opponent pinned back with these Mutalisks, and I think that Light is playing too much into that, focusing way too hard on trying to kill off these Mutalisks instead of just playing the game and killing his opponent. I'm actually amazed. I'm mind-boggled that this is happening right now. The drop is going to be coming in right now, but effOrt already has 2 Mutalisks in position. Oh, he flies his Mutalisk over a pack of Marines. He's going to lose quite a bit there. Nothing in position to really deal with this. He can't make any of those Zerglings right now, so he's having to clean this up purely with Mutalisks. And here's the big push coming out from PianO. As we move out across the map, there's no lurkers in the natural, so even though there are a couple of Sunkens, it's not going to be enough, not against this number of Marines. And here comes the big attack. He's going to have to focus these down. You don't want to spread your attack too much with all these Marines, but so far effOrt doing a really good job with this Mutalisk micro and shaving off a lot of units, but so many Mutalisks went down earlier, and I think the front has finally been broken. There's nothing left. Here come the first 2 science vessels as well, so even if we do have a lurker come out, it's going to be very easy to pick it up. But oh, he needs to be careful around that lurker. He needs to make sure he doesn't stand his units there and just get them picked off by the lurker. And wow, the lurker actually doing quite a bit of damage, all things considered. But more and more units flooding in for PianO, and I wish we could zoom back in because it's kind of ridiculous that we're zoomed out this far. There is the GG, effOrt falling after a horrendously bad early game, and Light just taking advantage of it.